And you're looking live at Field for this Sunday night SFL matchup between the visiting Mexico City Aztecs and the Queen City Corsairs. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. I'm Cameron Duty, and I'm reunited with my partner, Anthony Ellison. Anthony, we have two teams who are very familiar with each other in this long-standing rivalry. 7 previous matchups between these two teams. Mexico comes into this game 6-2 and in a foot race with Fort Worth for the first place in the South Division. And Queen City finds themselves searching for their first win of this season. What or who do you have your eyes on in this matchup, my friend?
It's all about the first drive for Queen City, because as I've seen throughout this whole season, if you can have a good first drive and you can catch Mexico City off guard, that's exactly what you want to do if you're Queen City. Mexico City, I'll be honest with you, you really have to come out there and not play to your competition's level. You need to keep on doing what you're doing to get the record that you can, because you want to keep up with this division.
Indeed, and a lot of fun stats to pass your way tonight, folks. Expecting a good matchup this evening. Obviously, Queen City playing the role of underdog, but anything is possible on a Sunday night in the SFL. Folks, kickoff is in the air. You're not going to want to go anywhere for the next hour and a half or so, and we're glad to have you with us. Return across the 30. Still on his feet is Joseph Baudet, who gets it across the 40 to the 42. Right off the bat, Anthony, that's what you want to see. Good tempo setter for Queen City.
Absolutely. A good return right from the start for Queen City. I really like how they have the ball first. So they're going to come out and they're going to set the tempo with this first drive. So are they going to come out firing? Are they going to establish a run? But it's going to be very important to get Mexico City attention.
Under center for Queen City, number 15, Trellis Blanton. We will say hello to this starting lineup in just a moment. 3 receivers to the top of the screen and 1 to the bottom. Or I should say in the backfield there. A runner in the backfield is Blanton to throw quickly. He throws out of the backfield to Jet Zero, who gets the first down, spin move. And again, talk about tempo, fast pace, a good play for Queen City and a new set of downs here.
And get Mexico City out of that base 4-3 defense, and that's how you do it. You spread them out, and I love the progression right here. If it's not open down the field, you always got your running back out in the flats right there. Do that. That gives you a good quality first down off the first play.
Back to the starting lineup we go. Trellis Blanton at quarterback, Jet Zero and Ace Ketchum, the 2 halfbacks. The wide receiving core, Joseph Baudet and Bob Wood. The 2 tight ends, James Matthew Jr. and Abad Ruiz the second. Blanton to throw, complete. That's Baudet, another first down. And right now, things are clicking for Queen City.
And then one thing about Blanton leads the league in passing attempts, meaning he's not afraid to throw the football. And you're going to see a lot of risky plays right there, but that wasn't a risky one. That was just a good throw right behind the defender, but right in front of that safety.
Yeah, and a good route run by Baudet as well, 6'3", 200 pounds, his second season with the Corsairs. Now you see 3 receivers to the bottom of the screen. That's a toss play left side to Jet Zero, and that is completely sniffed out by this Mexico City defense, in particular, Marek Itera, and we will introduce that Mexico City Aztec defense. Defensive ends, Evan Miller and Skylar Kingsley. The defensive tackles, Dan Tritz and A.K. Jones. The linebacking core of A.K. Jones, John Fowler, and Quadzine Yolia. John Osiris, and the cornerbacks, Gerard Brody, Liam Ryan, Marek Itera, and the safeties, Jeffrey Daggs and Max Jackson, as again, you've got Blanton on the throw, complete to Matthew Jr., bringing up a big third down as Mexico tries to clamp down here.
So what you're seeing out of Queen City already, they're coming out in the trips formation, and they have a single slot receiver down below. They're spreading out Mexico to set up those inside runs later on in the game.
3rd and 6. Blanton throwing, almost intercepted. That is in and out of the hands of Liam Ryan. And it's 4th and 6 as the defense is able to hold and to force a field goal attempt.
Yeah, and that almost was the 19th interception of the season for Blanton. You just got to be careful. When you throw those routes over the middle, they're going to play a lot of zone. They're going to disguise it, so you have to be careful.
Joe Garfield from the left hash mark. That kick is good. So Queen City jumps out to the early lead after a 6-play, 35-yard drive set up by the great kick return from Joseph Baudet.
It's always nice to get points on the board early as possible right here, because that gives you hope for your defense to go out there and to stop the opposing offense.
Some fun stats we want to pass along, interesting stats about this matchup between these two. The home team has won the last 5 meetings. 3 of those 5 meetings, the victor was Queen City. So a little bit of good luck on their side this evening as they get the start. Here's the visiting team, Mexico City, with the return out to the 29-yard lines is where Dags will be spotted. So we say hello to the Mexico City offense. Quarterback number 1, Jordan Sipe, in the halfback core of Jacob Morrison and Hall of Famer Ray Bentley. The fullback, Buford Van Dam, and then the wide receivers, Jason Bartley, Honus Odeby, and Noe Terrazas. The 2 tight ends, Bill Henry and Navante Richardson. The tackles, Ova Yonda and Setlamina Osilotul. And at guard, Tlaoani Supremo. On first down, Mexico City with the give to Bentley. 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. And let's talk about this record here, Anthony, for Mexico City coming in. Just 2 losses on the season. A great job thus far with offensive production.
Absolutely, but this is a competitive division. They're only 1 game up of 4 so they need every win going forward.
Stop, complete to Navante Richardson. Brings up a quick 3rd and 4. Let's introduce the Queen City defense. Chad Stinson at defensive end, the defensive tackle Emmanuel Petrila, the linebacking core of Casper Haddock and Luke Swift, the cornerbacks Justin Reside and Ted Haynes, and the safeties Alex Marshall and G.B. Wallace. The hometown crowd comes to their feet on 3rd and 4 as Mexico City sends Jason Bartley in motion. That's the throw. Oh, close, but just a little too far out in front of Bill Henry. Mexico City will be forced to punt.
And that was the one thing I was going to talk about. I want to keep an eye out. Mexico City with a 6-2 record, but they're in the middle of the pack when it comes to 3rd down conversions. And actually, Queen City is actually better with a higher percentage rate on 3rd down. So that was a good stop. That's exactly, if I'm Queen City, I'm extremely happy coming out the gates. We're putting points on the board and a 3 and out.
Cale Barrett Jr. with a good punt, and Wood brings it back out to the 27-yard line. Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison, Justin Reside, and Damon Simeon on the stats this evening in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine is back at SFL headquarters. So, Queen City was able to get 3 points on the board their first outing, and then Mexico City turned around, and it was a quick 3 and out. We will see if Queen City will be able to keep that quick tempo pace as we are approaching the midway point of this first quarter. Toss play right side the Jet Zero, and for the moment, not able to find any positive yardage as he is wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage.
And what we want to see is if you can get Mexico City out of their base defense. So in the first drive, you saw a lot of trip formations and a lot of good passing routes out of it. Right here now, we're looking at more of a 2-1, 1 halfback formation.
Blanton with a strike to Matthew Jr., still on his feet, rumbling and bumbling, and gets pushed out of the field of play after a beautiful pitching catch that gets well into enemy territory.
Look, and we know Mexico City loves turnovers, but that can be against you too. That's just a good pass play. They kept focus on it. They missed time on the interception. And Queen City, we're seeing them moving the football.
We talked about the struggle that this team has had putting points on the board. 17 is the highest amount of points that Queen City has scored this season. They're yet to win a game. They're looking to turn it around tonight. Almost complete, and I think we've got Bob Wood down. No, it's Baudet. Joseph Baudet on the ground, injured for Queen City. He's already came up big on a couple of plays for this team, including a kick return, and we hope it's nothing serious, Anthony.
Yeah, we hope everything's okay so you can get back in there, because that's one of the receivers that you need in your 3 wide receiver set right there. But once again, they are attacking that middle of Mexico's defense when Mexico is running that base 4-3, 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers there. So you're testing out what type of coverage they can have.
So Blanton to throw out of the backfield to Zero, who gets close to the first down. He actually gets the first down before being shoved out of bounds by Kwazine Yolia. She pushes him out, but again, after the first down conversion.
And it's giving what the defense is going to give you. Instead of trying to force the ball down the middle and throw all those interceptions, why not check it down to your running back? That's called a good sign of a good quarterback. When you can go through your 1, 2, 3 progression, then check it down, that you're spreading the field out.
2 receivers to the top of the screen now for Queen City. Pressure coming, but he throws over the middle. James Matthew Jr., who does get positive yardage, a 6-yard gain, 2nd and 4. And it's about right now, you got to imagine for Trellis Blanton, now that Queen City is down to Bob Wood really to carry the load here, it's going to have to change their methodology about how they spread the ball around.
And I'll be honest, I wouldn't let that affect you at all. You have a game plan that's moving the football so far in this first quarter.
Zero with his best run of the night. Oh, he just bulls forward after getting the first down and picks up extra yardage in the red zone territory. Here is Queen City looking good early in this game.
And it's looking good with that blocking up there up front. You got to love that how it is helmet to helmet right there. They're moving the defensive line the way they want to. And you see the hole. Jet didn't get hit to like 6 yards there for us. That's a good job by the O-line.
An interesting stat for this Mexico City defense as we wait for them to clamp in here. First in league in points allowed with just 12.6 points per game. We'll see what they do here. And it's a touchdown. James Matthew Jr. A strike from Trellis Blanton to Matthew Jr. And Queen City extends their lead. And we said, Anthony, they need to get into the end zone if they want to have a chance to win tonight.
And Mexico's being stubborn, staying in that 4-3 base defense. You got way too many linebackers out there trying to do coverage. And that is a cover 2 beater right there. Up the seams, right between the safeties, right there in the basket. That's a money throw right there. And I'm telling you, do not sleep on Queen City.
Garfield's extra point is good. Queen City jumps out to a 10-point lead with 7 plays, 73 yards, and just 2 minutes. So moving the ball not only well down the field, but at a quick tempo, which is something to point out. Lethal this evening for Queen City. And now without Joseph Baudet currently in the lineup, being checked out due to injury, we still see Blanton, as you said, just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, and this is I talked about it pregame. It's about how you come out on those first drives, and they came out very effective on both of those drives, and they forced a 3 and out. So now it's time to see what Mexico do. You got hit with a couple haymakers, but you're a 6-2 for a reason, and you need to start showing it.
As you said, 6-2, and then a foot race with Fort Worth for that first place spot in the South Division, that all-important top of the standings here. We look at the season thus far for Mexico City. 2 losses on the season to Arizona and the Canton Classics. Noe Terrazas goes in motion. Sipe to roll out. Lefty throws. Nobody in the area. Looks like that may have been intended for Bill Henry. Just a play that was broken up completely. 2nd down coming up.
And right there, it was just a short pass, but you got to trust in your offensive line. You have a stout offensive line that's going to get you to where you need to, but go back to running the football. You have some really good running backs in the backfield.
Staying with the air attack, a quick little pitch and catch across the middle to Jason Bartley, and that sets up 3rd and 2 quickly. They need to get a sustained drive here, Anthony.
Correct. They didn't get the 3rd down last drive here. Like I said, we're sitting at a 52.3% rating of conversion on the 3rd down, which is middle of the league. But this, you can help it by getting one right now.
Terrazas again in motion from right to left. Now, as you see towards the bottom of your screen. On the ground they go, and they're not going to get it. They hand it off to the fullback, Buford Van Dam. That is blown up immediately. Chad Stinson in on the tackle.
Yeah, and Chad coming from the defensive end position right there, thinking that there was going to be a run. I love how he removed the blocker and was able to stop him before a 1st down. That's back-to-back 3 and outs from Mexico City, and Queen City is going to get the ball back now.
Yeah, fair catch called for. And that is where they will take over. How interesting is this, that this Queen City defense, one thing that we can say about them, we've talked about some of the struggles this year, and you said don't sleep on them, Anthony, but they are doing a good job with their defense. They've had some high marks, some low lights, but they have a really stingy defense here, and the offense doing well at the moment is Matthew Jr., I believe it is. Or no, I'm sorry, that will actually be Joseph Baudet who checks back into the game. So that's good news. He gets a gain of 5.
And what you're seeing here is a different playbook and a different type of mindset for Queen City here. Not what you saw in the 6 games previously. This is a lot different.
Hand off to Jet Zero, who bounces it out right side before he is wrapped up by a swarm of Aztecs. John Fowler and Gerard Brody, a couple in there on the tackle.
And like I said, Tom Welch and Chad Stinson came out with a more of an aggressive playbook this time around here. Now they're looking to convert. This is going to be key early in the game. You can get this third down.
Pressure comes around the edge, but it's picked up nicely. And again, they go to James Matthew Jr., the middle of the field, which has been a great spot for them thus far. First down.
And it's nothing fancy. It's this nice little 5-yard in, recognize where the first down marker is, and just get in front of the linebacker and just shield it with your big body for a first down.
Keep it simple. Sometimes that works best.
Absolutely.
The man in motion now for Queen City. The handoff to Jet Zero, who carries left side of the pile, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Fowler in on the stop.
And we're talking about keeping it simple. Those are just basic 3-step drops. Get the ball out of your quarterback's hands, because the longer he has it in his hands, the more mistakes can happen because you're trying to force the ball. They're just taking what the defense is giving them. That's all they're doing. Simple.
So far, a good night for Trellis Blanton, over 100 yards so far passing. Back to the air, they will go. Okay, a little bit of pressure getting in there. The offensive line picks it up. He slings one deep, and Matthew is in the area, but it is broken up. 3rd and 10 on the way.
Yeah, that could have been dangerous. That was a lot of time to throw the ball, and we say the longer you hold it, the more dangerous it can be for your team right there. Knock it down. We're going with an empty backfield here on 3rd and 10.
And you see Jet Zero, the halfback now. He is in motion. Everybody lined up except for one lone receiver to the top of the screen. Blanton to throw into traffic. Could have easily been intercepted by Dags, but it is incomplete. 4th and 10 as it falls to the ground.
And usually, Dags will come up with that interception right there. Just dropped it, but that's a good stop by Mexico City. Get the ball back. You're going to get some decent field position here, and so see how you can respond.
This punt will be called for at the 45-yard line. So Mexico City now with the best field position of the night. Time to capitalize.
And you need to rely on your bookend tackles, Ovayanda and Osalati. Like they're Pro Bowl caliber offensive line. Let them push you and get the yardage that you need.
Richardson now in motion for the Aztecs. Play clock down to 5, minute 25 left in this opening quarter. We'll keep it on the ground with the Hall of Famer Ray Bentley, who's having a good season to this point. He gets a gain of 2.
Yeah, get a little push right there, Hall of Famer. You just want to get some positive yardage. Last drive, you're trying to force a lot of things over the middle. Just take it easy. Keep it simple, just like Queen City is doing on offense.
Type to throw out towards the sideline where it is complete to Noe Terrazas, but not for much. 3rd and 9. Queen City had that one pretty well locked down.
And they are playing great sound defense as well. They're tackling, but not missing the tackles. They're doing everything they can to have a potential upset here, but they're keeping it simple. Another man coverage here.
Sipe to throw, quick back, about what, a 5-step drop, I guess, and he lets that one fly, intended for Barley. Again, coming up short, though, and it's 4th and 9. The punting unit will come back out.
I'm not a fan of those route combinations. If you want to throw the ball over the middle, don't send so many routes over the middle, because the advantage will go to the defense, because then one person can guard two receivers. You got to stretch it out.
Cale Barrett's punt bounces into the end zone for a touchback. 16 seconds left. Mexico City, so for the moment right now, scratching their head. They have no real rhythm, no real chemistry. You do have Hall of Famers such as Max Jackson, Jeffrey Daggs, and Ray Billy on the team, but you know that they're keeping this group calm right now.
Oh, absolutely. That's where the veteran leadership comes in hand, is to make sure they stay composed. They've been in these situations.
This is a 4-quarter game, a long way to go. Look at that leaping move by Jet Zero, a gain of 5. And quickly, before we wrap up this first quarter, let's go to a game break with Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Cameron. Doug Britton had a kick return early in the game for Charleston, and Dave Axis, the diva himself, says, I can do it too. Takes it all the way to the house. Bossier City leads Charleston on the road, 17-14, still in the second quarter, as you hit the end of the first. Back to you guys in a moment.
Thank you, Cam. As we take a look at these beautiful images brought to you by Daggs DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and so much more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Beautiful images as always. We welcome you now back to Con Pro Field. Cameron Duty with Anthony Ellison, Justin Raside, and Damon Simeon on stats this evening. And blown up in the backfield, it was number 40 on number 40 there, as Jet Zero goes nowhere thanks to a tackle by John Fowler.
And they almost got an interception last drive. Queen City, keep that simple mindset when it comes to the offense. Don't need to force anything.
Matthew Jr. with a diving reception. He takes a hit that sends him like a propeller, but he holds on to the football. 1st and 10.
And it's just that tight end connection. The tight end low, you pass to the tight end, they're always going to be there for you. But that was a tough catch right there, because you caught it in traffic and held the ball.
First and 10 for Queen City, as this offense looks better than maybe it has for the majority of this season. Baudet in motion. As you know, he had to come out of the game earlier for injuries, but he is back. They give it to Zero, and again, Zero with the carry and Fowler with the tackle. 2-yard gain.
And I like the offense going, the balance here. It's not getting a lot of yardage on the running game, but it's keeping the defense in the box, so then you can throw it over the middle with your tight end. So you just got to keep them honest. You can't just be one-dimensional, or it's going to make it really easy.
Ground game once more. This time we see Randy Jordan in for the first time during this game. He gets a couple, but they are faced with a 3rd and 6 situation.
This is going to be the 4th try at 3rd down for Queen City. They're 2 for 3 so far in the game. Here's this trip formation that we talked about. Look for your tight end over that middle.
Blanton going to use the fancy footwork. Baseball slides across the markers. He gets the 1st down, so he can do it through the air, and now he's showing he's got a little bit of crafty feet work of his own.
And that's what happens when you leave the middle wide open. Great awareness by Blanton to able to scramble, to get out the pocket, go get to that 1st down. But the biggest thing is slide. Don't take unnecessary hits if you don't have to.
So, fresh set of downs approaching midfield here as they give it off again to Zero. This time he cuts left, bounces off of a couple of defenders, and he gets wrapped up after a 3-yard gain. I love the pace and the tempo right now for Queen City.
It's the controlling of the offense. Mexico City will put points up quickly. So how do you stop that? A methodical drive on offense where you get a couple 3rd downs and you keep on moving the ball. You're running the football effectively like we're seeing right here.
It's a tried and true method in all forms and all leagues of football. If you can control the line of scrimmage and the time of possession, your odds of victory are a lot better. Jordan getting a good carry there. And again, Third down conversions. That's a biggie. We got another one coming up.
Yeah, you have to, if you want to get the ball back, you got to stop them on the third down conversions.
Bland to throw. The pass intercepted. It's going the other way, and there may not be anybody inside. Dragged down from behind. Liam Ryan with the interception, and I thought he was going to take it to the house, so good effort by Queen City on that one. But for Liam Ryan, that is his 5th interception on the season.
And they just didn't see that safety coming from there into the robber position. His assignment was the flat route there, and that's exactly what happened. You got to be careful, because if that ball was thrown like in stride, that could have been a touchdown. But that is the stop that Mexico is looking for.
That is exactly what they needed. Get a little bit of confidence under this team, who had a very shaky first quarter. Better start to the second for them. They are already in Queen City's side of the field. And we got Top stepping up, showing his footwork off. He does the baseball slide. So both of these QBs tonight decided, you know what, I can take it and run for a couple myself.
Yeah, and that's the problem when you run a man coverage and everybody has to be assigned to it. The middle is going to be wide open. I'm always a big fan, if you know that you're going to do man coverage, put a spy over the middle so this doesn't happen. But great job by the awareness by the quarterback to be able to see the middle is open and go get the first down.
Top, the big man, 5'11", 215 pounds, hard guy to bring down when he gets going. This pass over the middle, incomplete. They bobbled up in the air a little bit too long for their liking, I'm sure, intended for Jason Bartley.
I like that they called up some linebackers up to the line of scrimmage, acting like a blitz, and they dropped back into zone coverage. And that could have been an interception too, because that linebacker was sitting right in the middle.
Mexico City knows that they need to get some points on the board here. A touchdown preferably, but right now you want to at least make sure you've got a field goal attempt in the books. Top to throw. Great job. Oh my goodness. They had great coverage there on the offensive line. They did a great job with the defense, and that was almost thrown into a wayward interception. That's just dropped right there by number 50, Eric Barton, or else that's a pick.
That's the second drop by the linebacker over the middle this drive alone. So you got to be careful, because the third time might be the charm. And this is a big third down. They're struggling the third down so far. So let's see if they can convert this.
Honus Odeby, the man in motion. Third down coming. Can Sop convert? Again, a good pocket. He delivers, and it is incomplete. Again, what can you say about this Queen City defense today, making it very difficult for Sop to find anybody downfield. Anthony, also, that's probably a lot of the reasons why you've seen Sop scrambling. Not a lot of room to throw the football tonight.
Yeah, they're blanketing receivers. That was just a coverage type of, like, that could have been a coverage sack easily, because you're taking away your top two receivers, and you just don't have time right there. But Queen City is just playing really great coverage.
And Mexico City going to get a great punt here. They were on the edge of field goal territory, decided to go with the punt, and because of that, they're able to pin them deep. That is a great play by special teams. McGraw coming up on fielding that one at the 3-yard line.
Yeah, that can be dangerous here. Now, if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm sending pressure quickly to Queen City. Let's see if they can block it. But be careful, because you threw an interception in the flats the drive before.
Yeah, so they safely give it to Zero, who runs right and is met once again by Fowler. 2nd and 9. Okay, so you told what you would do if you were defensive coordinator, Anthony. What about on the offensive side of the ball? How do you play this?
I'm playing it. I'm running up the middle. I'm trying to get some type of push, some type of cushion. It's okay if you don't get it, but I wouldn't want to force the passing right now unless I have to, which is about to be the situation right now.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. Randy Jordan only gets a yard as it's Fowler again on another tackle. 3rd and 9. Let's give you a score update real quick before this next play. Bossier City and Charleston tied at 17. They just went into the half. 3rd and 9 from the shotgun formation is Trellis Blanton. Here comes pressure. It's barely picked up. Throwing deep, the pass off the hands of the intended target, James Matthew Jr. That could have been a huge reception if he'd been able to reel that one in. Nevertheless, Queen City will have to punt from their own end zone.
That could have been a huge safety too, but this is good. This is good for Mexico City. You're going to get the ball probably inside of the 50-yard line heading towards the touchdown. So this is good field position. So any type of return, this is great.
Oh, but it stopped immediately. It looked as if there was going to be some room to run there for the return man, Jacob Morrison, but a great open field tackle. Queen City rushing down there quickly to try to prevent the good field position. Mexico starts at their 47-yard line.
And good job by the special teamers right there, able to like get down from the gunner position and make a good tackle, because that could have been more yardage on that return.
Saip to throw, a great wide open target there is Noe Terrazas. Good route run and a first down. This drive will continue as we have reached the halfway point in the second quarter.
I love it. It's a drag route. Just you got to have enough time, which that's what Mexico City had, just to get it across there. That's a good, safe pass, but it's also a confident booster because those completions lead to bigger ones down the field.
Saip, batted up right in his face. The defense able to get home, as that was number 97, Tony Bryant, who got the big hands in there and swatted that one down.
And that's my thing. If you can't get to the quarterback, if you're a defensive lineman, put your hands up, deflect the passing lane, make it tricky for them to make a good, clean throw.
We've talked already this evening about how Saip has had difficulty getting comfortable in the pocket, and you see why, because they're sending so many defenders. He's having to get rid of the football quicker than what he would like, and another incompletion intended for Jason Bartley.
And they're sending the blitz to the side that he can see them coming from the glance from a left-handed throw right there and just rushing it. So that's good pressure by Queen City. Another third down situation, Cam. This is big to complete it.
Oh, and Saip's just going to try to take it and run. Oh, and he almost got there. The one thing that we can say, he was able to get them in better field goal position, I would think. And he is brought down by a shoestring tackle around the ankles by Tony Bryant again. Or no, I'm sorry, that's Chad Stinson on that.
Yeah, Chad Stinson disengaged from the pass rush right there. Recognize that what happened last time that got them the first down was going up the middle. So good shoestring tackle. Saved them from potential first down and more points than 3.
Chaz Blackwater with the field goal. A great kick right here, as you could see. Just enough leg and enough distance on it. And Mexico City, with a little bit of time left in this second quarter, 4 minutes and some change remaining, finally gets on the board, makes it again a one-score game. That was important right there for them to draw at least within one score.
Absolutely. Now, Queen City, you have time to respond. You have timeouts, 2-minute warning. You want to have some points because you know Mexico City gets the ball back in the third quarter. So you don't want to give it back to them quickly now. You want to see if you can chew the clock. Look at your first 2 drives. Look what was effective with it. You got those big third down plays. You kept the defense on the field. That's what you want to do.
And an important note, to mention that Mexico City has only scored 20 points or less once so far this season, if the stats are correct. It has been, we'll say twice, as a matter of fact. This is a team that typically puts up 50 points, 48 points, 30 points. I mean, this is a high-flying offense right now that's being relegated to a field goal at the moment, as Jet Zero and John Fowler again play a cat-and-mouse game. This time a gain of a couple for 0.
And as you say that, Queen City has not put up more than 20 points in a game. 17 was their highest, and that was the first game of the season. So if they can get to 20, that should worry Mexico City.
0 again with the carry. And I swear these two right here, they're going to have each other's numbers and what have you ingrained in their memory for the rest of their careers, the way that Fowler and Zero have went at it this evening.
It's a nice classic battle.
It really is. It's a lot of fun to watch. 40 going against number 40. Now 3rd and 6. Big play here. Bland with plenty of time to look. Rolling out to the right. Pressure is coming, and he's going to take the sack. He gets brought down in the backfield by Evan Miller. Kind of a surprise he held on to the football there.
And that's a coverage sack. Great job with the coverage by Mexico City down the field. I don't like taking hits. I would probably throw it out of bounds, but sometimes you just have to eat it and take the sack right there. But yeah, that was definitely what we call a cover sack.
Brooks Bernard on to kick this one away. See if he gets a good boot on this one. Good kick. Going to be fielded around the 30. Across the 35 to the 40. Still on his feet. And Morrison is tackled at the Mexico City 40-yard line. Folks, we want to remind you, if you haven't had a chance to yet, get ready and book your hotel room as the SFL convention is headed to Baltimore in 2025 for the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 14th. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of the host hotel, the Hyatt Regency, looking out into Baltimore's Inner Harbor. You can reserve your room now at the special group rate. You can find that at simfl.net. So get right on that if you haven't already. That is an event you do not want to miss. Sipe. Oh, look at this pitch and catch. A great throw over the middle quickly. Finally is able to get a pass to Jason Bartley. It is complete, and you see good results. 1st and 10.
Yeah, good strike. Not a quick slant. It was a 3-step drop. Get it out of your quarterback's hand for a first down here. Clock is moving. Knowing that you have the ball back in the 3rd quarter, it's okay if you can get a field goal, but you want to get some type of points here.
Sipe. Oh, pressure coming. He didn't even feel it around the weak side, and he gets obliterated. Completely thrown down by Philippe Claybrooks. And that's a big sack at an important time for this Queen City D.
Yeah, and it just looked like the center, number 52, missed the responsibility of getting that edge rusher that was free coming off the edge. And it was just not enough time to block it, and that's a big sack. Push Mexico City back.
2-minute warning has made its way here to this game between Mexico City and Corsairs. Cameron Nudie and Anthony Ellison here, Justin Raside and Damon Simeon on stats, and Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. Gordon Sipe to throw. Oh, just kind of a little, I guess you'd say, a falling attempt to grab that football by number 82, Noe Terrazas, but nothing doing, and it's 3rd and 14.
It's kind of like a back shoulder throw, but it looks like the receiver kind of mistimed it. They were kind of off by like a few seconds, like a second or two. So that's what happened.
3rd and 14. Pressure coming again, and it's a fumble. A sack plus fumble. And I believe, yes, it's Ova Yonda who comes up with the recovery. But that will do it for that drive for Mexico City. 2 times on the same drive, we've had Philippe Claybrooks able to get home.
And now this is a good challenge here. We need to see if this was a throwing motion or wasn't. The 2 different reasons is if he was throwing the football and the motion was going forward, that's not a fumble. But if he wasn't, that's going to be a fumble right there, and it has to be clear-cut evidence that he was throwing the football.
This Retroid retroactive look at the play. And as you can hear, it's going to be an incompletion. The ruling on the field is overturned. And as we said, that Retroids challenge, we remind you to get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. Nevertheless, so instead of being 4th and 22, it is 4th and 14. So Queen City still able to get home and do their job. The punting unit will now come out again from Mexico. Fair catch called for at the 22-yard line. And again, now we talk about how beneficial this is to Queen City, that they have 1:48 left, all 3 timeouts, and they can kind of control the tempo. They don't want to give this football back to the Aztecs before they head into the locker rooms for halftime.
Especially getting 2 sacks on that last drive right there. You got to feel good. But here's the thing. If you're not going to get it, don't try to force it and give it back to them.
Oh,
right there.
Case in point, correct, Anthony? As big number 50, John Osiris, just about had an interception of his own. Lucky that was incomplete for Queen City.
And Mexico City's looking to intercept the ball, get their 2nd interception there. Queen City has to be aware of that. It's okay if you want to run the football here. Or you know what? Check it down to your running backs. Look through your progressions.
Pressure coming, so they just do a delayed handoff, and somehow Jet Zero able to shimmy out of that original tackle, and he gets 1 on the play. But now you are right about this, Anthony. this Mexico City defense has tightened up. They're hungry. They're feeling a little more aggressive than what we've seen that first quarter.
They're somewhat embarrassed. They know that they came out and they played to the level of the competition, and now they're in chase mode.
Cranking up the heat. Blanton now rolling out, throwing deep. That pass is going to be, they're calling it a fumble. I do not believe that he had it long enough. We will get a look at that, I'm sure, but for the moment, it is a fumble returned by John Fowler. What do you think, Anthony? What do you see here?
I got to see that. Did you have a 3-step possession? No, he never.
Oh, it didn't hit the ground. It never hit the ground. It come out. That's an interception. It never hit the ground, folks. Oh, my goodness. And just in the right place, right time. John Fowler with the interception. It goes back the other way. We don't see that very often.
If you want to answer your question, no, it was not a fumble. There you go. It wasn't a fumble.
My goodness, things happen in the blink of an eye here at the SFL. Type to throw, wide open, Noe Terrazas. And just like that, in beautiful position, here's Mexico City to go into the half with a chance to score the touchdown and tie this thing up.
I love that play right there. After the turnover, take a shot down the field, and this is going to catch Queen City off guard. You need to try to get another sack right here. If you're Queen City, Mexico City, they're looking to punch the ball in right now.
Talk about turning of the tide, shifting of the momentum. Mexico City now feeling pretty good. Sop to throw. Oh, and just barely kept out of the end zone was number 47, Bill Henry. A good open field tackle by Queen City. And that sets up as Mexico calls another timeout. An interesting spot here. What do you think, Anthony? Do you just line this thing up and try to punch it in with Bentley or Morrison or Van Dam?
Yeah, at least the first one, I'm trying to run it up the middle.
We'll see what they do. Crowd comes to their feet. As you can hear the noise they're making, we now see motion. Bartley moving to the left side.
Queen City in that zone coverage right here.
Oh, they're going to throw pressure coming, and wide open at the goal line is Van Dam, if I'm not mistaken. And it is dropped, though, not able to get it across here. Mexico City does call their final timeout. An interesting play design.
You have stout offensive linemen, Yana, Ocelot, Supremo. Use them. Let them punch this ticket in. Don't try to be cute with it. Run the football.
Terrazas going in motion. Anthony Ellison says, hashtag run the football.
Yeah.
And they throw it again. Sop. He does get that one in there. He gets that one to stick. Touchdown, Jason Bartley. He's looked for Bartley the entire evening. That time he's able to find him in a slant route in the back of the end zone.
Good football teams take advantage of turnovers. And that's exactly what we saw right there. They took advantage of a crazy fumble, turned into interception, and they took aggressive plays down the field to score before the half, and they get the ball back in the third quarter.
Blackwater with the extra point. A tied ball game after an amazing interception by John Fowler, and it happened so quickly we really didn't get a number on who was able to make the initial contact there that jarred the ball loose on that pass from Trellis Blanton to Baudet, I believe was the intended target. But Fowler comes up with the INT, brings it back the other way, and Mexico City able to get points off of turnovers. Baudet, speaking of him, gets out to the 33-yard line. 43 seconds left in this first half. How aggressive do you expect Queen City to be here? I mean, you're a little bit rattled. Everything that you had built and worked for kind of went up in smoke the last couple of minutes.
I wouldn't go for it. Just to be honest, you got to go into halftime because this is already a victory for you. That you are leading and you just had a hiccup and then a nominally play right there. That was a fumble interception thing. But I wouldn't risk it.
A couple of the players from Mexico City dropping back here. We got Baudet in motion. Blanton will go to the air, but he keeps it pretty safe. The jet zero out in the flat. 2-yard gain, and as you can see right here, not calling any timeouts, just letting the clock run down as we are quickly approaching halftime.
Yeah, and it's a good balance first half by both teams here, and you want to go into the locker room and see what changes you can make, and both teams can make adjustments that they need.
2nd and 8, and this is a carry by Ace Ketchum. This may be the first we've seen him this evening, and that will wrap up this first half. It's been a roller coaster of a first half, to say the least. But at the end of the first half, as the dust settles and they head to the locker rooms for this halftime break, it's a tie ball game at 10. Mexico City and Queen City playing a heck of a game tonight. We welcome you into this SFL halftime report. Camera duty with Anthony Ellison. Anthony, give me your thoughts. And I know you have a lot to unpack here on this first half.
It was a tale of two tapes. The first quarter was controlled by Queen City. Second quarter, it was turnovers that kept Mexico City in the game. Get 2 interceptions in the first half is really key to keep them alive. That's how they got 10 points late, and that's the momentum you need going into the half. But don't be wrong, Queen City had 2 key sacks that kept them in this ball game. So this is a back and forth. This is a really good football game, Cam.
A good football game, folks. Late night SFL action. We are the Nightcap. We're glad to have you. Let's take a quick break. We're going to hear from the folks over at Breaks GPT, and we'll be right back.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Both take into the world of sports memorabilia collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and so much more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner at breaksgpt.com. Welcome you back to start the second half of play. Cameron duty here, as we said, with Anthony Ellison, Justin Reside, and Damon Simeon on stats this evening, and Cameron Irvine is at SFL headquarters. We've had a great one so far. If you're just tuning in, you're starting to see a really defensive struggle here. Queen City able to get home. That is Emmanuel Petrilla with the sack. Anthony, I mean, look at that. Just blown coverage there along the line, huh?
Yeah, it was just really simple. We said it a lot for Queen City. Simple way to get to it. A swim move, low spin, got the sack.
Top to throw, pressure again in his face. He's able to get it to Bill Henry, who makes a great effort. He gets out of bounds. Oh, and we see another injured player. This one's for Queen City. That's Casper Haddock on the ground. That is the second injury to a Corsair player this evening.
And just once again, hope everything's okay. It might be a cramp. This is a lot of hard-hitting action here. So it's kind of tough to go out the game clean. There's going to be some injuries. Let's just hope to get back on the field.
Yeah, a hard-hitting defensive struggle to this point. 3rd and 1 coming up for Mexico City. They need to convert this, and they do. And how do they do it? You give it to the big man, Buford Van Dam, 6'4", 255 pounds, a season 21 All-Star, gets the first.
And you go behind the big guard right there, Supremo, to get you that first down.
And that little pass out in the flat goes nowhere. As a matter of fact, goes backwards. And oh my goodness, folks, Jordan Sipe is now on the ground. The injury bug hitting both of these teams. And Sipe, who has had a tough night in the pocket, he's gotten banged up, is on the turf again. We'll have to try to get you an update on that. But for the moment, we're going to have to turn this one over to quarterback number 2, Larry Love.
And let's just see what Love can do here on a 2nd and 12.
Man in motion. We will see what this does, if this changes anything for this Mexico City Aztec team. Can Love get in and make some good plays? He drops this one off over in the middle portion of the field to Navonte Richardson, and it's 3rd and 9.
And I'm not against that. Normally when you see a backup come in, they just want to hand the football off. But I like that they have confidence in Larry Love right here to throw the ball. Let's see. Queen City got 3 sacks. Can they make it 4?
They're going to try. Love, though, stands in there and delivers the beauty of a pass to Jason Bartley, who is turning to adjust his body to make that reception, and he does so. 1st and 10.
So Love comes in from the injured site, 2 for 2 with the passing. Great job giving him routes that makes him comfortable to throw the football and move the football, and that's what Mexico City needs right now.
Sop continues to be evaluated. What we can tell you is he was hit pretty low there around the knee areas and around the leg areas, so they're checking to see exactly the severity of that injury as Richardson gets the reception, and that brings up 2nd and 1. Now, Larry Love, as we said, coming off the bench here, he has the daunting task of keeping Mexico City in this game. Certainly, though, it can be done. They give it to Van Dam once more now, going to the fullback, and that's not a bad thing at all, especially, seeing how we're kind of trying to, if you're Mexico City, keep a fluidity and a rhythm without your starting QB, right?
Yeah, you don't want to, have hiccups. So, that's why, the backup, they pay attention in practice. They get some reps here. They're in the quarterback room with each other, so they communicate well.
That pass just off target. It was intended for Jason Bartley, who has been the hot target all evening for Mexico City. Just thrown a little short. 2nd and 10.
Like I said, they're not afraid. They're letting Love throw the football here. Queen City needs to maybe do some disguise blitzes, some zone coverage, and let's see how well Larry Love can read a defense.
So 2nd and 10. Casper Haddock is back in the game, we believe, off the hands of Navonte Richardson, and he takes a shot afterwards. And right there for Queen City, that is Luke Swift saying denied.
But Cam, what we do like to see, though, we want to see Mexico City run the football a little bit to give your backup quarterback some relief here, but not on this play. You're going to have to throw it and get this 1st down.
Stop the throw, pressure coming in on the blitz is Luke Swift. We had just mentioned his name getting a little bit heated up here this 3rd quarter, making another big play.
And we said this has been a hard-hitting game, and we have seen it right here. Just a nice blitz up the middle. It kind of clogged everything up, so Swift was able to get past. And that's the 4th sack today for Queen City, and it's going to set up a pretty long field goal.
47 yards for Chaz Blackwater. The snap and the hold looks good. It was arching right, but it cuts back left, and it is good as Mexico City takes the first lead of the day. A good job of Larry Love coming off the bench, and able to get downfield here with this team and get some points out of it.
Yeah, and that's a great job coming in, hold too, Cam. Didn't have time to warm up, maybe 1 or 2 throws, but was able to go out there and still keep the drive alive to get some type of points coming out of the locker room.
That kick into the end zone for a touchback. Folks, your time is now to get your voice on the call. We're looking for passionate SFL participants to join our broadcast team for the continuation of SFLM Season 9, which kicks off next month. It'll be here before you know it. Please visit simulationfl.net/broadcasting for more details on how you can get involved and be one of the biggest difference makers in the future of SFL action. Believe me, it's a decision you will not regret. 1st and 10, pressure coming, Bland able to stand in there. That was a scary look. It looked as if it could almost be intercepted. Going for Bob Wood, I believe it falls incomplete after great coverage by Qualtzino Leah.
And if I'm Mexico City, I'm asking the defense to do a little bit more to help out the quarterback here. You have 2 turnovers so far, 2 interceptions. A 3rd one would be nice. Queen City, keep mixing some running. See if we can get some clock chewing here.
short yardage passing once again to James Matthew Jr. And it works pretty well in that regard. A gain of 7, setting up a manageable 3rd and 3.
And the best way to, to chew the clock and keep Mexico offense off the field is converting these big 3rd and 3, these short yardage 3rd down situations.
3rd and 3, and Jet Zero just has nowhere to go. He's met head on once again by John Fowler, and we have talked about just how much these guys have went at it this evening. It's 4th and 2 in the punting unit coming on.
That's 13 tackles so far for the inside linebacker, John Fowler. Absolutely just sniffing the ball just all over the place, and great stop there, forcing Queen City to punt the football.
It feels like out of the 13 tackles, 12 of them came on Jet Zero. The punt return out to the 40-yard line where Mexico City will set up shop. But, yeah, a great day for John Fowler. And like you said, he is one of those difference makers when you have a quarterback go down and you need someone to step up and make a big play on the other side of the ball to keep your team in it.
Just needs somebody to step up here. So we're going to see who can.
Could even be Larry Love, folks, as he is now the commander of this team as we wait to see if Sipe will make it back into this game. One-handed grab over the middle to Noe Terrazas. And I think that sounds like a good time to call that the Nice Hands catch, brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23.
And what a way to stretch out there, knowing that you could take a shot over the middle and get hit. What a way to hold on to the football, and Love looked confident out there with the passing.
1st and 10, Love throwing his quick step drops, and for the most part, it's been pretty effective. That one over the head of the intended target. Once again, Devontae Richardson, 2nd and 10.
So, I honestly can't. I want to see some more running in the football here. We haven't seen a lot of it. You don't want to have the whole game rely on your backup quarterback here. Mix in some runs just to keep it honest.
It's kind of a surprise considering Ray Bentley coming into this game over 600 yards. Oh, and a nice play, and there's Richardson again doing a good job to adjust his body to get the 1st down. Beautiful play.
Yeah, that's a tough catch. The throw is low, and his own purpose the throw is low because only he will be able to catch that football. But that's a great catch.
It looked as if Alex Marshall, was the young man there on the one-on-one coverage, and simply it looked as if Richardson kind of broke early and went to the ground to pick that one up. Love to throw across the middle, the pass incomplete, and that is Justin Rasad making the incomplete play there. A nice job indeed by the young man.
And good job by Queen City, just not giving up. Like, they are applying good pressure with only their front 4 so far. So that's really spectacular.
2nd down and 10. We approach 5 minutes remaining in this 3rd quarter. Larry Love rolling out. He does find his intended target of Jason Bartley. It's going to be short of the 1st down, but 3rd and 3. And as we like to say, that is managing the drive, if you will. 3rd and 3 is very manageable here, Anthony.
And what they're doing is they're not making hard routes right here. They're nice little 5-yard dig routes or out routes, make it an easy throw for Love.
3rd and 3, Love again to throw the pass complete. Oh, and a spin move, a beautiful spin move by Bartley, a 2nd spin move, and he walks into the end zone for the touchdown. Can you believe it? What a beautiful play and effort by Jason Bartley.
And we call that the good old-fashioned spin cycle there. Is when you can just do a loop-de-loop right here. First of all, great throw. Back shoulder, only the receiver can catch it. Broke one tackle, broke another one. You know what's really tricky about it? You kept your feet in balance during the whole time. You didn't get dizzy. I know if I spun 2-3 times, I'm going to get dizzy. But he didn't. Fantastic right away. He stayed in there. And good job by Larry Love coming in after the injury and scoring for Mexico City.
Anthony, I don't know about you, but at times I don't even need to spin to get dizzy.
That's true. I'm right there with you. Sometimes if I look too fast, I get dizzy.
Get out of a chair too soon, No, that is a great play by Mexico City. And as we said, the extra point is good. It is a 10-point lead now. And how about Larry Love? He says he's waited for this moment for a long time, but he is prepared. He leads Mexico City down the field, and as we said, it's now a 10-point game. If you're Queen City, Anthony, what do you have to do here? What do you change? What do you need to do here? Basically, you need a consistent drive, correct?
You need to get back to what got you there, simple, and get those third down conversions. Those are key. Those keep the drive alive.
And a fumble. Pressure coming around the weak side, and just thankfully there, the big offensive lineman able to pick it up for Queen City. That was Frank Middleton who gets the recovery. Let's see who was in there for Mexico City. That was Skylar Kingsley who forced that one loose.
What you don't want is that.
No.
You don't want to fumble the ball there. So that almost could have ended the drive there. You got to stay composed, Queen City.
2nd and 13. Queen City now feeling their backs against the wall, if you will, a little bit. Blanton just going to step up and run. It takes a hit. Gets a lot of that yardage back, though. It's now 3rd and 6. And as we said, though, it is something that they can do. So a good job by Blanton in that instance.
Yeah, it's a 3rd and 6 here. I'm not surprised if Blanton is looking to run the football again. You got to be careful of Mexico City. Have somebody in the middle just watching it.
And you're right, Anthony. You called it, and he's just going to have to spin. He's not able to get to the markers to avoid injury. He goes down 3 yards short, and it's 4th and 3. And Queen City, like we said, the first quarter, you don't get much hotter than the way that they were playing coming out of the gate. The second quarter, it cooled off a little bit. Mexico City started to find their footing, and right now in this third quarter, not able to have a sustained drive at the moment is Queen City, as Barnard's kick is a good one. It's fielded by Daggs. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not Daggs. That's Morrison, as a matter of fact. He gets it out to the 45-yard line.
Yeah, and now we're seeing a reverse of what we saw in the first half. Now we're seeing Mexico City get the drives, get the third down completions, and Queen City is stalling here. There's still time left. This game is not out of hand, but Queen City definitely going to want to put some pressure on this backup quarterback. The backup, Larry Love is still in the game.
Yeah, Jordan Type still on the sidelines. Still obviously being evaluated for his injury that he sustained at the beginning of the third quarter. Over the middle is Jason Bartley with the completion, 8-yard gain.
And right now, they are simplifying the playbook to make it simple for Larry Love here. I love the throws and the routes. They're only like 5 to 7 yards, but they're just good high percentage throws.
2:48 and counting in this third quarter. They go back to the ground game, something we haven't seen too much of. There's a gentleman we haven't heard much of this evening, the Hall of Famer Ray Bentley, who gets the first down.
And this is where you're going to see leadership from the offensive line here. You're going to see them pushing a little bit more and getting that room the running game needs.
Love the throw, just not able to connect with the intended target, Richardson. And it's 2nd and 10. Queen City needs more of that right there, disrupting the quarterback. We see them disrupt Sop more than they've been able to Larry Love.
Yeah, and it's going to be the edge rusher. You have two good defensive ends here, but Mexico City in this second half have been a good job blocking and holding them.
On 2nd down. Fake handoff and a rollout. Love back across his body. Incomplete. Nobody was home, and lucky that didn't end up in an interception.
Yeah, it's always dangerous to roll to one side and throw it back across the other because you're just setting yourself up because it takes more arm strength. It takes more distance to do something that if you just sat in the pocket with. So just got to be careful.
Important third down here for Mexico City. 3rd and 10. Bartley in motion. Love to throw. Pressure coming. He delivers. The pass is complete. Noé Terrazas with a huge first down. It looked as if that wasn't going to go anywhere, and Larry Love just drops back and delivers a dart downfield.
Look, I'm starting to believe in Larry Love. I don't know if anybody else is starting to believe, but I am. I am definitely believing in him. It's just you don't see a backup come in here with, I say it, more confidence than your starting quarterback. Because Larry Love's like, look, this is not my team. I'm just here to help and back up, so I'm gonna throw it. Because you know what? Next game, I'm probably gonna be on the sideline, so I'm gonna give it my all to show future teams what Larry Love can do.
As we said, Larry Love has not been rattled. Sipe had a very difficult time in the pocket, a lot of pressure on him. Queen City's not gotten there yet for Love. The pass in and out of the hands of Navonte Richardson, and we have seen Richardson and Terrazas be featured quite a bit since Love has now came under center.
Yeah, it's because of these routes. Like, I love the offensive coordinator from Mexico City changing it up, making it more simplified for Larry Love. But now you're starting to see him let him throw the ball a little bit more down the field.
That time pressure did get home, as we'd been talking about, not able to get to the backfield there with Love, but they were able to disrupt that play. Incomplete, and a 3rd and 10 now on the way.
And that was the pressure from the outside right there. They've been getting some success with that. So the tackles and tight ends have to keep in mind they're doing a looping rush on the outside on the 9 technique. You got to be careful. Big 3rd down coming up from Mr. Larry Love.
Love and company wanting to convert. So we see a man in motion. That is Honest Odeby. 3rd and 10, a rollout. Love back across his body. Tip, bobbled, incomplete. Good defense that time by Queen City. You know that they would have loved to have the interception on that, but nevertheless, Walt Harris with the deflection.
Yeah, and Love caught a break right there, but I still call this another successful drive for Mexico City here. Like I said, they're doing this with their backup, and they're moving the football pretty well.
Blackwater, again, good with that field goal, and that extends the lead to 13. The score now 23-10, Mexico City out in front of Queen City. And again, as you see the replay, just another good kick.
And some more points for them.
Queen City now has been held scoreless since the first quarter. We'll see what they can do as they get the ball back. With about a minute and some change remaining here in this 3rd quarter of play, the 3rd frame of this game, and it's been a good one. Mexico City, as we know, went down early in this game 10-0, but they have since rallied off 23 points, and with Larry Love also in the game for Jordan Sipe. It's been a hard-hitting game if y'all are just tuning in. A lot of injuries in this game, a lot of collision courses it looks like out there on the field, but a good game nonetheless, and we'll see if Queen City can come back from their deficit. Blanton with pressure, he gets rid of it. The pass is complete to Wood, who still remains on his feet and somehow tiptoes down the sideline for the 1st down. And honestly, that's what they needed.
Yeah, just a good run there. I really like how he didn't go out of bounds. First of all, the hurdle was crazy, but just kept it going, and that's exactly, Cam, you're right. Queen City needed that.
Yeah. Final score quickly, folks. Charleston leading Bossier City 34-20, and that would do it. Charleston gets the victory. As we said, as it went into the halftime, they were all tied up at 17. Charleston then pulled ahead. We take a look at the East standings. Florida still leading 6-2. Charleston now 6-3. Atlanta at 6-4, Nashville at 5-4, and Carolina at 5-4. My goodness, this East standings is up for grabs. One of the most exciting divisions in the SFL, Anthony.
Oh yeah, it's gonna go down to the wire. I tell you that.
For Queen City, they just want to get on the side of the W column this year. That's what they're working for. Is Blanton. The pass over the middle to Matthew Jr. complete. 3rd and 2 coming up. And for Mexico City, as we said, they're in a tight race with Fort Worth. They need this victory badly.
Yeah, so, I mean, and they came out in the second half really, like, they changed. Like, the first half, they played down to the competition down there. They're playing good defense, and then Larry Love gave them the spark that they need.
Yeah, speaking of spark, Jet Zero there with a really inspired run to get the 1st down and bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter as we take one more look at this run.
Yeah, this is gonna be a exciting 4th quarter here.
A lot to come, folks. Don't turn that dial. We're going to hear from Chris Curtis, and we will be right back. Mexico City leading Queen City 23
The
to
Simulation
10.
Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Cameron Duty here with Anthony Ellison, Justin Rasad, Damon Simeon in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. Queen City desperately needing a score in this one. Toss play to 0, and he gets hit almost immediately. That is going to be a loss as John Osiris comes in with the stop.
All right, this is the fourth quarter here, Cam. So we're going to see who is here, who's going to make the plays here. Queen City, this is so important because you're already down a couple scores, so you want to punch this in.
Second down, Blanton looking for a nice play, and he's not going to find it there. Instead, it was John Fowler, who really has to be up for Defensive Player of the Game. Almost came through with another interception. I mean, we had the amazing interception he had in the first half of this game, and he was looking for number 2 there.
Yeah, 15 tackles, interception, tackle for loss. Woo.
But really, maybe even player of the game, not just defensive player of the game, as he has came up big for this Mexico City team. 3rd and 11, the biggest play of the night so far for Queen City. Blanton, again, with nobody downfield, takes off, runs, and is just going to be contained, if you will. Comes up short, 4th and 4.
Well, after the first half, when Blanton was getting the first down from running right there, all Mexico City is doing now is just like they're standing on that first down marker and they're saying, hey, you can have anything in front of it, but we're not going to let you get behind us and get a first down.
That kick kind of coming off the side of Bernard's foot, but he gets a good bounce. So Mexico City will be pinned deep. Yeah, and you talk, Anthony, about the containment that Mexico City, this defense, has been able to really change up and be effective with here. Blanton has no options downfield now.
Yeah, it's been a blanket coverage.
Bentley, the Hall of Famer, with the carry, gets a gain of 5 on the play, and now you'll start to see Mexico City go in a little more of a clock-chewing methodology, if you will.
And here's my thing, and this is the mindset here because we see Sipe is still not in the game. If I feel comfortable with Larry Love, I'm keeping Sipe on the sideline because we need him for the next game. And let's just see how much of the flash in the bottle Larry Love is giving right now for this team.
Van Dam, who has seen quite a bit of action tonight, doing another good job getting the first down. And Van Dam is a hard guy to bring down.
Oh, yeah, and then really shifty, too. I love how cut back inside and make it just harder to tackle right there. Good run and good job by the offensive line.
We mentioned we've had a few injuries in the game. The most recent there, we said Jordan Sipe. He's not in the game. Previous to that, it was Casper Haddock, who has now returned to the field, so that is good news for Queen City. But again, Sipe, as you said, injured, a little banged up. With Mexico City leading by 13, we don't expect to see him back in this game as long as things stay the course as it is. Larry Love to throw, the pass complete, and a 1st and 10. And talk about somebody who's had a great night tonight. Well, let's talk about Jason Bartley.
Yeah, just reliable there. I can't say it enough. The routes are really simple for Larry Love there. Nice little 5 and out. Good job throwing it for only the receiver can catch it. Another first down.
Clock continuing to run. As you see the stats there on your screen for Jason Bartley, he has been a difference maker in this game for this Mexico City offense. Love under center. Bentley in the backfield. That pass incomplete. And obviously, again, looking Bartley's direction.
Yeah, so if Mexico City can get out of this game with a win, like you said, you have a division game with Houston next week. So Larry Love can take you for the rest of this game right here, which it looks like he can. I'll just keep on going with him.
Second down, 3 receivers now to the bottom of the screen. Looking middle of the field. The pass is complete. Bill Henry, that was a dime. That was an absolute dime, and that's a confident throw. Because you're not making that
if you have been throwing interceptions and incompletions. You're throwing that because you're feeling yourself and you know that you could get some zip on it. I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Mr. Larry Love.
Well, you talk about confidence as well, what this does for this Mexico City team and Larry Love to know if Sipe does go down in the future, they have a very reliable backup quarterback to continue to lead them. That pass incomplete. A good defensive play by Queen City, and Casper Haddock, as we said, injured earlier in this game. He comes back out, makes a big play. They're continuing to fight. They know that it's still within striking distance if they can get them off the field.
And I know the offensive line has been taking the little sacks personally, and they've been doing a good job this drive containing that edge right there. We'll keep an eye on both of those tackles.
Love to throw. The pass complete once more. Then Avante Richardson, the tight end, getting the first down. And again, continuing to run out clock and chew up yardage.
Big body tight end right there, able to just screen off the defender for another first down. These are just big first downs that we didn't see in the first half, and now we're seeing them from Mexico City.
Mexico City obviously wanting to put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, if they can get a touchdown here. Ray Bentley lowers the shoulder, bulldozes forward, a gain of 5 on the play, and that has been a bit of a surprise this evening, just how little we've seen the rushing attack for Mexico.
Yeah, it's like at some points they felt like they abandoned the run, but they've been really effective with the pass right here. And teams don't get it twisted; they can still run the football effectively.
And there you see in on the play, Jacob Morrison getting a stab at it, and he gets the first down. So now the running lane. Look at this big offensive lineman doing a great job right there, providing running lanes for this team as they went back to it to attack. And again, as we said, choose some clock and some yardage.
You don't push those sleds for hours and hours in the weight room for nothing. You do it for the end of the fourth quarter here and for your win, to establish your win.
Ray Bentley close to the first down, a 9-yard gain. He comes up just short of the first, but now setting Mexico City up in great position. Let's quickly look at Mexico City's upcoming, as I like to do, the upcoming opponents. They will be at home for the next 2 games against the Houston Headhunters and the Bossier City Steamers. Then they have a bye week, and then they finish the regular season with a road trip to Nashville to take on the Tempo. 2nd and 1, Van Dam, he is just stuffed, nowhere to go, and he is brought down. A great job by Luke Swift coming in on that one. Let's talk quick, Anthony, about the opponents. Not going to be an easy task for Mexico coming down the pipe here.
No, it's going to be tricky. 2 out of your last 3 games are division games, and who knows what's going to happen in those games. Those are always tough games to go against.
And in motion for the Aztecs. 3rd and 1. We're under 5 minutes to play in this game. Van Dam rumbling, bumbling, stumbling. He gets close. He gets down to the 1 where he is just kept out, but you could tell the big man wanted that touchdown.
Oh, absolutely. He's been breaking tackles, rumbling and stumbling forward, falling forward for extra yards. Van Dam wants it. I love a fullback that just wants to create contact, and that's what he does. And now you got Jacob Morris. You got Ray Bentley that can finish this off. This drive right here is a bully drive. They're just pushing the defensive line of Queen City back.
1st and goal for the Aztecs. Trying to put this one away late in the 4th quarter. They go back to the air with Love. The pass intercepted. The first mistake we have seen of the night for Larry Love, and it's going to keep Queen City in this game as Alex Marshall comes up with the most important interception of maybe his career to this point.
Very big play on the tip drill right there to intercept the ball when it looked like Mexico City was just going to run in for another 7 points. That there, Queen City, the time is not on your side here, but that's a good job stopping the drive when needed.
And we can expect to see a faster tempo out of Queen City as we are, of course, approaching the end of this game, maybe even a little no huddle. Blanton throwing out of the backfield to Jet Zero. He's got room to run, stiff arm. He gets close to the first down. He's still on his feet. Breaks a couple more tackles. Still on his feet, approaching midfield. And wow, you talk about a spark coming out of the gate was Jet Zero.
Yeah, and the concentration to keep your feet in bounds has been phenomenal. Good job by number 16, the blocking up the field. I gotta love it when you see receivers blocking up the field right there. Good job by Zero to get a big play after a turnover there.
Signs of life. Yeah, signs of life by the Corsairs. You had Marshall's interception, a great defensive play between himself and Justin Reside there, who tipped that one and put it in the air for Marshall. And then Jet Zero coming right back with a big play out of the backfield on a screen pass. You get Ketchum now running left side. That's not going anywhere. It's a loss of 1, clock running. And again, like we said, we may expect to see a little bit more downfield urgency in the next few moments here.
Yeah, you're gonna see some more like up the field tempo passes.
Baudet with the reception, and it's quickly 3rd and 9. No doubt, this is 4-down territory here. Blanton to throw, the pass way over the intended target's head, and it's coming back the other way. An interception, they give it right back to him as Merrick Itera, right place, right time, and brings that one into the old breadbasket.
Yeah, and that was just, it's the time of the game when you need to, like, you know, throw a little bit more passes, force it a little bit, and coming up with their 3rd interception of the day is Mexico City, and they did what they need to. They were shaky in the first half, but in the second half they came out and showed why they're 6-2 and #1 in their division.
And a resiliency with Larry Love coming off the bench for the injured Jordan Sopp, still able to command this offensive unit. And now it's just about running that clock out, getting some points if you can. Van Dam now, as you see the rushing game taking hold. They held on to it for this particular period here, the 4th quarter, to go ahead and take some time off the clock. Now, Queen City, they are 0-8. They are hoping to avoid going 0-12. We have seen them do that once in seasons past. They don't want to have that happen again. We'll look at their upcoming opponents in just a moment. Love under center. Play clock down to 5. It's a handoff. The fullback Schlesinger, 3rd and 1. Upcoming opponents for Queen City, they've got Louisiana. They go on the road to play the Revolution next week. Then it's a bye week for week 13. And then the final 2 weeks, it's divisional matchups between the Canton Classics and the Pittsburgh Riverhawks. Now, any game, you know, as they say, any given Sunday, anything can happen. But you got to imagine that game between Pittsburgh, that looks like that could be won the way that the seasons are going up to this point for these two teams. That could be a knockdown drag out.
Oh, absolutely.
Approaching 2 minutes. Bentley on the carry, going to be close, 4th and inches, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Mexico City leading by 13, and they're wanting to put this one away. You're watching the SFL on YouTube. Cameron Duty with Anthony Ellison, Justin Reside, and Damon Simeon in the stats truck, and Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters. And we thank you for being here with us tonight. If you haven't, folks, please smash that like button. We would love to see it. Help us get this channel out there and help us grow with your support. Timeout now being called by Mexico City as they get the first down on a 4th and inches. Love to Bentley, who gets 2.
And what we see, Queen City needs to be proud of how they played. This is a tough Mexico City team, and they had the identity of what they wanted. They came out in the beginning, and they threw the football. They got points on the board. So keep your head up high here because you played a really good game, Queen City.
Indeed, absolutely. A good game on both sides. Both teams giving it their all out on this football field. And as you said, as we see Mexico take another timeout, Queen City, you know, a lot of talent on this team. Is just about putting, you know, all the parts together to get to the finish line of one of these games, but they're showing really just a lot of great work ethic here.
Yeah, and you can't coach that work ethic. Oh, fumble!
Larry Love gets rid of this one. He was obliterated, could not hold on to it, and it is recovered by Queen City. So let's not give the eulogy just yet, as it was Philippe Claybrooks again with another big play coming up with the recovery there, and I believe that was Luke Swift on the hit.
Yeah, and that's the effort that we were talking about that you can't coach right there. We've seen teams in the past just give up, and this team is fighting.
Yeah, we've got a review right here, Anthony. Excuse me, as we go to another Retroid challenge, reminding you to take a Retroid retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at GoRetroid.com. So trying to determine whether or not this was an incomplete pass.
That's coming back.
So as you said, you were correct on that, Anthony. Love's arm was moving forward, and that is the second time we have seen this evening on the challenge. Although it is 4th and 8 now, so you will see Queen City get an opportunity to get this football back. Not a lot of time, but they will still have a fighting chance here.
Yeah, I love the fight in Queen City here. They're just not giving up, and I love it. And that's going to help you in the future.
This punt, that's a good punt. A nice job, as always, by K.L. Barrett Jr., pinning Queen City deep with 1:39 and a 13-point deficit. They're going to have to strike quickly. We'll see what Trellis Blanton and company have here. We're about to write this game off and ride into the sunset, but we got more football action here. Tip. Oh, and right into the hands of another wayward, oh my goodness, just a wayward pass that is tipped and is intercepted by Gerard Brody, if you can believe it. This second half went from bad to worse for Trellis Blanton.
And we're just seeing Mexico flexing their defense and showing why they have that suffocated defense right there. 4 interceptions for the game. And it's just, Queen City just trying to do a lot of stuff with not a lot of time.
And with that being said, it's just all about running that clock out. Now, folks, we appreciate you sticking in here with us on a late Sunday night. We hope you've enjoyed this game just as much as we have. With Mexico City, as we said, they will improve to 7-2. Queen City will go to 0-9 thus far on the season. A lot of football, though, a lot left to be played. Some of that football going to be played tomorrow night. Remember to join Cameron Irvine and Mike St. Green for another edition of SFL this week. That's at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time before a must-win game for championship contender supremacy in Florida, where the 6-2 Storm will battle the 7-1 Arizona Scorpions on this week's Monday Night Spectacular. Kickoff is at 8:15 Eastern with the full Monday Night Spectacular crew right here on the SFL YouTube. And I think I can speak for both of us here, Anthony. That's the one we'll be having our eyes on.
And that's why it's Monday night here. That's the way to end the week with a spectacular game like that.
Give a happy birthday call to Buford Van Dam, as we see in the chat.
Happy birthday.
Indeed. 13 seconds remaining, the final kneel down, and that should do it from Queen City here at Conpro Field in Buffalo. There is the whistle. Mexico City wins by 13. Queen City scores the first 10 points of the game, and then Mexico City scores 23 points. And there you have it. Larry Love coming in for the injured Jordan Sipe to keep the train rolling. Final thoughts, Anthony, from Buffalo.
Mexico City did what they need to keep going with their division and 7-2 record. I really like the fight in Queen City there. They have something that they can put together to make themselves a good team, and they just keep on fighting going forward. But I really do. I love how Larry Love came in after Jordan Sipe got injured, came in and kept the offense going, actually created more of a spark for them. but that was a great team effort, and the defense from Mexico City was just suffocating. 4 interceptions, 1 sack on top of it.
Folks, thank you for watching tonight. We hope you've enjoyed it. For Cameron Irvine at SFL headquarters, Justin Raside and Damon Simeon in the stats truck, and my buddy Anthony Ellison, I'm Cameron Duty. Take care of yourself. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Monday Night Spectacular on YouTube.